Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to another youth online forum, and this today is going to be beautiful because I have with me one of the rapid rising emerging leaders in Nigeria. I bet you, if you've never heard about this guy before, don't worry. In the next few months or few days, you're going to hear about him around about the world. Today, I'm privileged to bring to us today the CEO of 003 Digital Agency, Osas Endurance. He's popularly known as Brand Guy Eddie. Please, I need you to no right now. No, not now. Okay. You're gonna try something later. The moment we're done with this, go to your Instagram, your Facebook, everywhere. Type Brand Guy Eddie and make sure you're following him right now from today because every post he makes, everything he tells you as a young person or as someone that has a vision for life will certainly inspire you and spur you to the next level. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you very much for having me,
Yes,
Mr. Matthew.
Thank you so much, sir. So it's actually great, having you around today. And today we're going to be discussing something that is very important to us here in Nigeria because almost like if you are focusing on something that is legitimate, it's almost like your life is not moving. Okay, so it's either you have to bend into what is popular. I don't want to begin to mention some things right now, or you begin to compromise even your own standard of doing what you're doing because you have to make it in life with the rising challenge of the economy. A lot of people feel that there is no opportunity again in Nigeria to make a living, to make a name for themselves, to succeed in life. So, sir, what do you think about that perspective we're experiencing now?
I've always been of the opinion that an environment where there are a lot of challenges, it means it means that there are a lot of money.
Wow, a lot of challenges.
A lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah, the more challenge, the more challenges in that particular community, the more money. So it means that if we say Africa is not working, then why is the Western world shipping their businesses, their ideas into Africa? Yeah, if we say Africa is not good, why is our music industry one of the biggest in the world? Why are we having a lot of investors from the Western world investing in our local idea in Nigeria or in Africa? If we say Africa is not working, we might be correct, but it's how we see what the truth is, or how we see what is right and what is not, or what is acceptable and what is not. Because if you see a challenge as a challenge, then you'll be looking for where to run to. But if you see a challenge as an opportunity, you want to stay to solve it.
So, what should we define as an opportunity?
If from the English dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary defines opportunity as an occasion or situation that makes it possible to do something that you want to do or have to do, or the possibility of doing something. That is the English
Dictionary, yeah.
the dictionary definition of what opportunity is. Where a lot of us miss it is the fact that we think opportunity is when you are given an opportunity to, or when you are given the privilege to do something you are not that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Something that's like it happens a lot of the time, and that's why we have some things not working in our country, where somebody's not the right man for the job. Then we just pick that person because the person is close
It's
to
available.
us, it's available, and make that person
The demand.
yes, demand. Okay, because so Africans see opportunity I did not merit it.
Like grace.
Exactly. And it was given to me. I did not merit it, and it was given to me. But that's not what opportunity is.
Okay.
Even the rejected stone that became
the cornerstone,
was actually a stone before it became a cornerstone. The stone was a stone, was fit to be a stone, and was a stone, but was rejected, and eventually became the stone that the builder needs for that particular thing. So, but now we don't want the rejected stone. We want to be a cutlass that is now used as a stone.
Yeah,
you get the point, because we think you have opportunities. You don't merit it. No, you have to have a level of worthiness for opportunity to come to your door.
Wow, that's deep.
So if you are saying things are not working and you now have to do illegit, you now have to do crime because you think the legitimate jobs are not paying, then I think it means you don't even think that you have the self-esteem to be able to produce something, because it is people that are not those that are actually not producing are actually those that are thinking that nothing works.
Wow. I'm going to quote you there a little bit because thank you so much. You mentioned something about challenges and how we see things, and that is where those opportunity lies. I was spending some time and I was thinking about opportunity, and I discovered that when God was creating the world, the Genesis actually told us that he completed everything in 6 days. Okay, and if we know how God does things, everything that we need is already supplied to us. That's what Paul made us to understand. We already have everything. So it's our ability to first of all know who we are, identify what we have, that helps us to see. Because like you said something about esteem, that's what made me remember this thing. You said something about esteem. Someone that doesn't know who he is will constantly be thinking less of himself. You know, someone that brags about themselves, they don't necessarily know themselves, because possibly that bragging will be about things. And I think that esteem is one of the reasons why someone would choose to go to crime rather than look into what he has and what he can deliver to solve the problem.
There's a way I normally put it. If someone promises you $1 billion and all things being equal, you know that this person never fails, and this person has promised you $1 billion, and probably the person said he's going to give it to you in the next day. Will you steal a day before that?
No, you don't have to, because you trust the person.
You trust the person, right? So it means that if you trust yourself that you can actually get the money that crime will give to you, you will not steal before a day before. Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah, so it shows that you do not even think
you can
ever get what crime will give to you.
I think that means one of the fixing of how we, when you were talking, how we see things, is knowing who we are.
Yes. If identity has not been established, where are you going to start from? Because you have to know a thing before we even start talking about other things.
So identity is a foundation for maximizing opportunity.
So you first of all need to be self-aware. You have to understand who you are, and you have to identify with something. Yes. Knowing who you are is not enough. You have to identify with something, and that's why it's really amazing for us, those of us that are privileged to be Christian, because being a Christian is a privilege.
Okay.
Yes. We know who we are, and we identify with Christ.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So because we identify with Christ, our identity is now renewed.
Yes. And
based on the person we are identifying with. Yes. So normally this is how it should be. Let me illustrate it. A convoy is going. If the convoy has the same plate number and the same type of vehicle, if the convoy is like 10, if they are to open this a space in traffic or whatever for one of the convoy, they will allow the other 9 to follow suit. That is identifying
with. Yes.
You know yourself, your vehicle, you know you have a plate number, but you have to identify with. So if I identify with Christ, I automatically carries the audacity it carries.
Yeah.
Yes. I automatically commands what he commands.
Yes.
Not because of who I am, or because of who I am identifying with.
Yes.
So it's a son of an Oba. We always go anywhere around the jurisdiction of the Oba and tell you what he wants.
Because he's identifying with his father, the king.
Yes. So if identity has not been established, there's no other thing to think about.
Is there a path to actually identifying who we are?
Okay. I think the whole idea of identity is it has to be tied to something. There has to be a foundation. You can't just wake up in the morning and say this is who you are without knowing where you're coming from. Yes, you cannot. And that's why if you have done studies about kingdoms, you know that when a new king is born, or even while he is a crown prince, he's taught the history
of those before him.
Yes, because you have to know where you're coming from. Yeah. So if we want to really look for our identity, I think we should not be thinking about who our father is, our earthly father is. We should be thinking of who created us. Identity should start from history. Who made me, and why did he make me? Yeah, he made me. I said I should continue for where I stopped. I should be a god. He is a god.
Yeah.
He said he has rested. I should continue from where he stopped. It means God said, let's create man in our own image and likeness. He did not see earth and say, earth, you are bad, you'll be bad forever.
No.
It's a perception.
Wow.
God saw earth. Earth
That's
was
good.
nothing. And said, let me create something out of this nothing.
Yes.
And earth was created, and you and I was created.
Yes.
Let us make man our own image and likeness.
Yes.
So if we see Nigeria
and
say nothing is happening, which is seen as earth, are you a god? Because if you are a god, we should be thinking of how we can create something out of nothing. The way some of us see Nigeria, like it's nothing. The Nigeria has nothing for you. So if you identify with history, identify with your maker, then you should see every problem as an opportunity to shine.
Every problem as an opportunity to shine.
So it means that the larger the problem, the more lucrative the business is. That's what it is. There are some businesses you start in the US that is not a big deal, because they have been doing these things a long time ago. But that same idea,
you bring it to
Nigeria. It's
I remember some few months ago my pastor was teaching, and he mentioned one phrase that is similar to what you just said. he said every success is tied to problem solving.
Yeah.
You can't find a successful person that is not a problem solver. And he said your value increases the more you solve problems. That means, first of all, like what you just said, like I just want to highlight it so that those of us watching can, pinpoint some of the points you shared with us. Number one, you need to know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And that is God. And God made you a God like himself to continue from where you started from, where he stopped, right?
Stop, yeah.
And if the world around you, because everybody's got their world. Your world is not my world.
Yeah.
So if your world around you seems like an earth that has no form, you have to be a God. You have to now express who you are.
Yeah.
Now the question now I would like to bring here now is, how do we identify that uniqueness that we have? Because I may be able to create light and the other person is able to create the sun. And because we all are, according to Paul, different parts of the same body. So even if we're gods, you have the God of thunder, you have the God of lightning. So how do we identify that our unique God nature that we have, so that we can be able to begin to solve problems?
One of the fastest way to identifying what you have passion for is identifying what you complain about the most.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
what we complain about the most. Yeah.
Yes, it means that if you complain about a food not being so nice, you may actually be in the food business.
You needed them badly.
Yes. Because you have passion to solve that problem continually.
Yes. That's why you're seeing it as a challenge.
That's why you're seeing it.
So what's beautiful about that thing you just said now is that food you're complaining about, someone else is not seeing it.
Yeah.
To him, it's okay.
Yeah.
So sir, just right now, I'm just trying to amplify what you're saying.
Okay. So that thing you complain about most is most likely what your passion is. If you decide to wake up and you don't like the way the electricity, or you don't like the way somebody smiles, God may just be telling you to start a business that teach people how to smile. Most of the companies, or most of the biggest companies in this world, the CEO never started because he wanted to make money. It just started because of a passion to solve a particular problem. Yeah, just started because somebody saw something and was not comfortable with it, and said, since nobody is willing to solve this problem,
I will do something about it.
I will solve it. And the person solves it. And the unique thing about this journey is the person solves it, and the person now realizes that a lot of people have been having problems with that same problem. And every other person that refused to solve the problem now becomes a customer.
That means, for example, now I'm having issue with a particular food, or food generally, and I'm not solving that problem.
It means somebody has to solve it and you pay the person.
Yes, it means I'm not the only person having that issue. So would it be right to say that there's a little bit, I'm just trying to divert now, would it be right to say that there's a little bit of competition when it comes to actualizing who you really are?
The whole idea of uniqueness is not that we cannot do the same thing. Is that we do same thing differently.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, we do same thing differently. There's both. There's Uber.
Same thing differently.
They are solving the same problem, but they are solving the same problem differently.
Yes.
God gives talent. The uniqueness in that story. One of the unique. In fact, that story, we'll talk a lot about that story.
Okay.
Okay. One of the unique thing about that story is the fact that they were all given talents.
Yes.
The same talent, but in different measures.
Different capacity.
Yes, different capacity.
Yes.
So it means that uniqueness is not that you will be the only one doing it. Because the truth is, if you're the one that started it, does not mean you'll be the one to end it.
Yes.
The moment you start it, another person will be inspired to copy suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And possibly do it differently.
And the truth about business is, people do not buy similarities, they buy difference. That's why if you create a social media like Facebook, it can never work, because we already have Facebook. We are not interested.
It won't sell.
It won't sell. And that's why you see a TikTok, the fastest growing social media platform. It's a social media platform, but it's different
from every other
social media platform that has been.
Yes.
Snapchat is a social media platform, and it's different from every other social media platform. So people do not buy similarities, they buy difference. So we need to understand that problems, the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. If you see a problem that is, if Nigeria is a problem, and you're really depressed about it, why not go into politics?
And start solving it from that.
And start solving it from that place. Yeah. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is so much insight and so deep. And the beautiful thing about how you're expressing it is that you're making it so simple that we're understanding exactly how we're going to solve it. But I think rounding up now, I would like to ask, how do we, as a young person, getting to discover yourself, there's a journey to it. You don't just wake up one day and you get, okay, how do I find myself? How do I solve this problem? How do I make the most of my life? By default, as a young person, how should we think?
Okay.
Because this thinking is going to lead to self-discovery, identity, identify who we are, identify with God, and start solving problems.
We have to know that we are gods. I've said that before. Well, we have to know that we are gods, and no God operates alone. There's no God operating alone. When God wanted to make man, he said, "Let us make man our own image." He called it a committee of himself. Yes. He said, "Let us make man our own image and likeness." So you have to first of all know how God thinks. I think like God. God is a strategic problem solver. Strategic. It's a strategic business solver.
And that boils down to having a relationship with Jesus.
Yes, because now the whole idea of Jesus in a picture of man is to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And God saw what he has created. Like, they need to be a Pro Max.
I love that.
What we had before was a version which I saw and said is good. But we need to have a Pro Max. We need to have the person of Jesus to be the Pro Max in the lives of men.
Yes.
So when we identify the fact that God is a problem solver, and we identify with Christ, who makes us a Pro Max of Adam.
True.
Yeah. Then we've started a journey of doing and not complaining.
Because this is who they are.
This is who they are. God gave us that picture. Jesus gave that picture as well.
Yes.
I said, I will go and die for them. I will go and solve that problem. You started it, God. You created man. In our own image and likeness.
Yes.
I will go and die for them and solve that problem that you are seeing.
Yes.
Which is why is man so wicked
and disconnected from me.
Disconnected from me. I will go and solve that problem. So that whoever is in Christ is now a new creature. It's no longer the first version.
No.
It's now a different version.
Yes, an upgraded version.
An upgraded version. All sins are not imputed.
Yes.
In his account.
Clean.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the
foundation.
That's the foundation of how I believe men should think. Because when they think about, or when they see problems and realize that they are gods that were created to solve these problems, they will be so active in making our society a better place.
What happens to the young man that may be watching us or the young woman watching us now and have the idea that if I begin to pursue solving that problem I am identifying, Nigeria may not be the place that will support me to actually attempt to solve that problem?
The truth is, in as much as place is a factor in every idea, place is a factor in every idea. How comfortable it is for it to strive, and but we also have to know that because we were not giving birth to there, there's a level of disadvantage that we are going to meet if we decide to leave Nigeria, which is not a bad thing. It's not about it. It's what you want to do. But we should note that if we decide to leave Nigeria, and because we are not indigenous, we are not nationality of these countries, there's a disadvantage we are going to meet there. If we decide to start that same problem we want to start over there and start it here, I am of the opinion that we are most likely going to start better here than start over there. Because now I have seen different patterns. I've seen patterns of very successful people, and I found that most of the biggest companies here in Nigeria that have left our shore and have branches all over the world, they started here and built their company to the stage where they've been able to open branches, different branches all over the world. And the percentage of that is very high. Mama Ebo Pepper Rice has a branch outside the country. That's Mama Ebo Pepper Rice. Yeah. Now she's exporting pepper rice to the Western world. So my point is, if you think that you are going to leave the country because the country is so bad, I'm not against that. Well, a lot of the people I've seen that have left the country, they are doing jobs that they normally will not do here in Nigeria. Because it has a higher pay. Not because it has a higher pay over there, but because in comparison, based on our currency and some other stuff, it looks like it's a better pay over there. But it's the standard over there. That's the standard over there. So if you are not living here to build an enterprise there, you're also living to be the person you were here.
Yeah, but in another environment. Because they have light and good road.
And good road. Yes, because they have light and good road, and they speak good English. Then I think we should revisit, because I've seen a lot of people leave Nigeria for the wrong reasons. I've also seen people leave this country for amazing reasons. Some left to study, some left to create enterprise, some left to solve problems. But the old ideology of it works over there. If I travel and go over there, that is where it will work for me. Some people are not telling you the truth. There are a lot of your brothers and sisters that don't even have a place to stay over there. Right? Yeah. Right? So if they are, it means that a person that will not work here will not work there.
Certainly, because you are the same person.
You are the same person, nothing has changed. A person that will not work here will not work there. They will only help you there to be responsible. You have no choice. Because they have systems
that's already working
that will conform you to being responsible. It's either you want to work or you don't want to work. If you want to work, there's a system that will conform you to working right.
Now imagine ignoring all of that and choose to solving that problem here in Nigeria, developing yourself and going through the process little by little. There are people making it here in Nigeria.
Why has Dangote not left?
Not left. That's a very huge question.
Why are some of the people we know not left the country over there? Except you are going for the right cause. The right cause to be an enterprise or to get to expand your knowledge on a particular skill or craft, which is amazing. And I found out that some people were very smart. They left abroad. They left Nigeria abroad.
Made it.
Brought it here back to Nigeria. And I'm making a lot. Because now there's this mental slavery. That why, because you've gone there and you're back, you are better than us. Yes, there's this mental slavery. Some
that plays out.
Yeah, that because you have gone there and you are back, you are now smarter than us. Sometimes they are not smarter.
They just have more, maybe exposure to some
things. Exactly. It doesn't mean they are more skillful.
True, sir.
Because when the person left, you don't know what the person went there to do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you don't know what the person went there to do.
Yeah.
So you cannot define how smart that person is because of the place. Because they also rear animals there. Right?
Yeah. It
means that if the person's mind is not working and the person goes there, the person is just an object.
True.
If you just transported that object to another place, another location, you bring that object back.
It's the same.
It's the same thing. The same thing. You know, in business, there's a way we explain this, that in branding, and that's why we are so focused in our organization in building structure for entrepreneurs and business people, so they can CEOs can allow their business run without them and have peace of mind. If you take a pig and wear the pig clothes and makeup, looks fine and all, you take the pig to the market, the first thing the pig will do is go back to the
dung.
Yes, that's the first thing to do, because that's the nature. You do not change the mentality of that pig. The place will not change that person. You can even help the pig by tying the pig to a pole. The pig will act responsible
for a
while. The moment you lose,
it's running back.
It's going back, because that is how it thinks. That's how the pig thinks. So if the person is not a problem solver, and leaves Nigeria to another place without this problem solving mentality, you are going to be a liability.
So there's the issue now of having a problem solving mentality.
Yes, that is the only way you can.
That's what makes the difference between who is here and who is in the other place.
Yes. Let me add to that. That's the difference between who is here making it and who is there making it.
The problem solving
mentality. You have, if you are going there for masters, you also need to have the problem solving mentality. Yeah, because a problem solver is a problem anywhere in the world. Take a problem solver to the desert,
he will still solve problem.
In fact, I think, or I encourage people to really read the Bible and go and read about the life of Daniel. Nations will come and conquer the particular nation Daniel is.
Still relevant.
He's still relevant even to the older nation, the new nation. Like government change, government does not change. Daniel is Daniel. Everybody still look for Daniel.
If I doubt that Daniel.
Exactly. You remove Nebuchadnezzar, wherever Daniel is, Daniel will be looked for, because Daniel is a problem solver. It will only take time. At times, a king will come and will forget that the there once lived, or there is a problem solver that delivered the other king before you came. But because of probably pride or distraction or not being focused, they forget Daniel. But a problem will always come
that will need his attention,
that only Daniel can solve. Because Daniel identified with Christ, with God at that time.
And he had a problem solving mentality. So while a nation is conquering another nation, Daniel is not moved. Daniel is not moved. He is not even aware. His mind is not aware. He knows that government comes, government goes. No matter how bad the nation will be, there are problems he can solve, and
they will always look for me. They will always look for me, because the God I serve will create a problem that only I
can solve.
So
lastly, I would like to ask, are there opportunities that are small, or opportunities are small, or opportunities that are big, or they are all in the same category?
It's how you see it. Is the perception of how you are seeing it that defines it, if it's big or small. Because whatever you call opportunity that you probably call big is actually something small to another person. Yeah. Your biggest opportunity is actually a small opportunity in the eyes of someone else. So now this is how I say it. When the master was giving talent, he gave a particular one, talent 5. He gave the other 2. He gave the other 1. Now, I have always pondered about why he gave that particular one 5. If you ask me, I think it's because of track record.
So I can entrust him with this one.
Yes, because so the one that was given 1 might be his first time, or he might have been tried before and did not do anything about it. Okay, now this is how I say it. God do not start with you from the top. He start to build you from the floor, so you can give him the credit there. God brought me out from nothing. So whatever you are doing while you are there will determine if you will ever climb the ladder. So now a lot of people do not think opportunity is when you are given a big contract. That is a byproduct of opportunity.
Track record.
Yes, it is not opportunity in that sense. It's a byproduct. So while you are with your peers, you are with your friends, are they seeing you worthy to be entrusted with something? Small wins,
solving little problems. Small wins.
I have a friend, I gave him this, he was able to solve this for me. Wow. Whenever that person becomes the president, and at that particular time you guys were on the same level, he knows you as a problem solver. Whenever opportunity arises, he's most likely going to think about you. The same way for Daniel. He's going to, because you have to solve little problems. You have to maximize what you call little opportunities.
To get the bigger one.
So in essence, I do not see opportunities as they are small opportunities or they are big opportunities. They are same thing. It's just that my level is identifying with something bigger than it because of what I've been able to do
over time.
The track record of solving a problem, of maximizing opportunity or accepting opportunities. Because some of us are actually waiting for the bigger one to come, which will never come.
Which will never come because we are not solving the smaller
ones. We are not
ones.
solving the smaller ones. Now, your pastor gives you a task to do, nothing comes out of it. I've always told people that the ladder of success, somebody needs to drag you up. Nobody is climbing itself. You cannot climb the ladder of success. Because if you are climbing, how? Do you know the way?
How long?
Do you know the way there? Somebody needs to pull you. No seat is vacant on the top. Someone needs to stand and leave for you to sit down. it's busy over there. At the top, it's busy. Because if you ask me how I got to know, I knew when I could only afford 1,000 naira for 4 months. All I was able to afford is 1,000 naira. And I had small problems. And even at that time, I was not even seeing it as a big problem. Now, we have built our company to a stage where we now do contracts. But the problems I was seeing back then that were not really a problem. As a young man, 1,000 I can manage. Now, the money I'm spending now that is bigger than that 1,000, it's not looking like I have more problems than that time.
Yeah.
It's like that everywhere. Even billionaires have billionaires problem. Yes, millionaires have millionaires problem.
But they are solving those problems little by little. Have built their capacity to now solving the bigger ones.
Exactly, because they've been able to solve from the floor. Right? So it means that if you are looking for big opportunities, they may never come because you are not even worthy of.
So you have to maximize small ones.
You have to maximize small ones and grow it. You are taking over your M.O.P shop. Be successful in doing that. You are taking over your dad's business. Be successful in doing that. You are going to school. Be successful in doing that. With time, you are building capacity. And when what you see as big opportunity comes, whoever is giving you that opportunity will now say, this guy has a track record of maximizing opportunity over time. If you entrust him with this,
he will produce something. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Then, lastly, there's a study I would like you to do. It's called the stakeholder analysis. It's a power interest grid. Yeah, into 4 quadrants. I think they would display it on the screen. Now, there's a particular part of the quadrant where you understand how these things connect. I'm going to explain it now. The stakeholder analysis talks about power and interest. There are some people in your life that have interest in you but don't have power. They love you, they like you, they vibe with you, but they don't have the capacity to take you to your next level. They are all around us. Now, there are also people that do not like us, do not have interest in us, but have the power. Yes. And now, there are some people that have the power and have the interest in us. We said there are some that have power with no interest. We said there are some that have interest with no power. There are some that have interest and power, and there are some that do not have interest, do not have power. Right?
Yeah.
Now, what we do, we spend a lot of energy around the people that have no interest and have no power. We are trying to win them over. They don't have interest, they don't have power. It's like that. Check. Some of the people we are fighting ourselves to be in their space, they don't have interest in us. They don't have power to take us to the next level. So we are wasting our energy. Because your energy is your energy. Whatever you give it to is like an investment. That's what
your life into it.
That's what you are likely going to reap. Why not invest your energy with people that have power and have interest? At times, if they have power and they don't have interest, we should look for a way
to get them
having interest in us.
Yeah.
Because highly successful people do not have time
to come and be having interest in you, except you have something to offer.
And I've always told people, when you meet with your mentor or a successful person or somebody you really like and you probably you know is up there, what you bring to the table should not be a camera, a good camera. What you bring to the table should be a solution to a problem. even people with power also have problems. See, at times we see some people that we have spent a lot of our life trying to meet, and all we can bring to the table is let's take a picture. Like that. I say that all the time. Whenever I identify you as a stakeholder in my life, I always try to bring to the table a solution to a problem I can solve for you.
And that is talking about now seizing opportunities for
exactly
yourself.
Thank you, Pastor Matthew. You are really punching it. So the truth is, opportunities will come from stakeholders. Opportunities will come from stakeholders.
So, but my lack of not being able to solve problem may make me either take advantage of it or lose it.
Or I might not even have the opportunity of going close to where opportunity is, or where the stakeholders that can give me the opportunity. I might not have the privilege because I've wasted my energy trying to look for people that do not have power or interest. The people that have interest and do not have power, it is good to be their friend. Be friends with them. Give them that picture of solving, that you're a problem solver. But the people you should be targeting most, people with power and interest. Then, if you are very smart, you should also look for people that have power with no interest and try to solve a problem for them. Because the moment you can solve a problem for them, the interest increases. Yeah. Do you understand? Because this whole idea of mentors and mentees. There are a lot of mentees that do not give value to mentors. It's true that the relationship between mentors and mentees, most of the time, the opportunity you are looking for is going to come from a mentor or somebody up there that have seen you as a successful person in little things and be able to entrust something with other responsibilities. So it means we should not approach mentorship and mentorship with it should only solve my problem for me. You lose interest very fast. Your value drops, and when your value drops, the interest reduces. The person's power is still the person's power, but the interest level declines.
So you are losing.
You are losing because you are not giving value to power. The reason why power can continually have interest in you is when you are continually giving power value.
And that's by solving more problems for that person with power.
Yes, and the problems might not even be big problems
because you have two different capacities.
Yes, they might not even be. It's not like somebody with power is asking you for money to start a business.
No. Little things that maybe blind spots, maybe
exactly.
It's not strong.
It's not seeing this. It's not you're just helping put some things into order. Trust is actually a problem that needs to be solved.
The pastor was talking about this a few days ago.
Trust is a problem that should actually be solved because the earth is losing trust every day. People are no longer trusting people. Even business partners are not trusting themselves. So trust is already a problem that needs to be solved. If you can be solving trust as a problem for him, you just see like he tries you with something and you deliver with good reports. That is a problem you have solved.
And that is you maximizing every opportunity you are having before that bigger opportunity you've been praying for, wishing for comes.
If he gives you $1 million and you give good reports, he's going to try you with probably 5 or 10 million. Someday, if you are consistent with that, it's likely going to try you with the 1 billion you'll be thinking about. So it's very important we understand where value, where power, where interest comes into play in maximizing opportunities. Opportunities hardly come from strangers. Let us know this. Opportunities always hardly or it hardly comes from strangers. Joseph needed somebody to tell the king about him. Daniel needed the queen
to tell the king about him.
Everybody needs somebody to certify you. Everybody needs a certification from somebody. It may not be in form of paper, but somebody needs to certify you for the next level. If nobody certifies you for the next level, you remain there. And that's why I said someone needs to pull you up.
The ladder of success.
Yeah. So we need to identify that value given to power builds interest. The fastest way to get opportunity is when power has high interest in you. It is easy for the person to give you opportunity or expose you to opportunity.
And that's because you've been maximizing little opportunities from the world school.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor Martin.
Thank you, Pastor. We've learned so much, and I know that value has been added to you right now. Value has been added. Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to having you another time.
Oh wow!
It's a promise. We'll have you another time, sir.
That'll be amazing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you have been blessed. Please do not forget, I told you in the beginning of this session that you will go to your Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter handles, and I need you to look for Brand Guy Eddie and just follow his page, and you're so going to be blessed by the content you're going to be receiving there. Thank you so much for joining us in this month's Youth Online program. Next month is going to be beautiful. Happy New Month. God bless you.